everybody, happy Thursday. And when it's Thursdays here at KatiMorton.com, that means that I'm on Twitter. So if you asked your questions using the hashtag KatieFAQ, I found them. And I have 3 today. And I have a journal topic thanks to Millie. So thanks, Millie. Without further ado, first question. Hey, Katie, what's outpatient group therapy like for eating disorders? I've never been there, but I'm going soon and I'm really scared. Will I have to eat there? I thought this was a good question because we don't always talk about what each type of therapy or each level of treatment looks like and kind of what to expect. So outpatient, depending on, I'm assuming this person's doing a day program. So outpatient at the bare bones of it is seeing your therapist once a week and then seeing your dietitian, once a month and seeing your doctor once a month. And it's just going for the appointments and then coming home and carrying on with your regular life. Going to a day program means that you either do half days, and this is just, if you have a different experience, let me know. But this is how it works, at least in California and in the States mostly, because I've referred clients to other places. There are half days where you come in like kind of after school-ish, like usually have to be there around 3 or 4, and you do a group, and then you do dinner or you do snack and group, and then you have another session like with your dietitian or your therapist. There's dinner, and then there's an evening group, and then you go home at like 8 o'clock, I think, or so, because I used to run that down at the place I used to work at. And then if you do the full time, you come in the morning at like 7, and you have like all your meals there, and then you go home, and you may do 3 days a week, you may do 5 days a week. It just depends on the program. So chances are, yes, you're going to have to eat there. I mean, I'm 99.9% sure that you're going to have to eat there. When you go the first time, you'll do a lot of paperwork and answer a lot of questions. You'll meet your therapist, your dietitian, the regular physician that they have there. And the thing that's really cool about that is that they'll have you fill out your meal plan kind of thing. They'll help you select things. Usually, or the places I worked at, you had a few selections to make. Usually they're like 2 options, or if you're a vegetarian or not, or if you have any allergic or things you're allergic to, any allergies, food-related allergies, all sorts of stuff like that. So that's your time to talk with your dietitian, to freak out if you have to. A lot of clients freak out because that's really overwhelming. It's a lot to do, and they're already like, I don't want to eat, and it's just too much. So, but yeah, you have group, you have usually your own therapist there as well, and you eat together and you talk together and you process. So that's what it looks like. Okay. Question number 2. Hey, Katie, is there such a thing as only having an eating disorder at a certain time of day, like only at night? And I just picked this because I thought that was really interesting. It's something I haven't thought about or heard from people before. But the answer is no. You either have an eating disorder or you don't have an eating disorder. You either have depression or don't have depression. Like, mental illnesses don't come and go like with the time of day. You may struggle more in the evening to, like, for instance, no matter what eating disorder you have, we tend to get weaker at night. We get tired. If we're restricting, we get more hungry. If we're a binger, we're usually by ourselves, and all the day of fighting that off, we're just wearing down, and we tend to binge or do behaviors or whatever it is. We tend to do them more at night. I just find that to be true. If I'm wrong, you can let me know. But in my experience with my patients, that's usually our weakest moment. That's also when we tend to feel the saddest. It's getting dark out. It's just, we're tired. We get worn out. So it can be really hard. It's a harder time of day is when the sun goes down and it's nighttime. It's hard. So no, you can't have an eating disorder only one time. You may notice it more, but it's there all the time. You just may be either not hearing the voice as much because you're fighting it, or you may just not even recognize that it's there because you're just doing what it tells you. I don't know. Those are my thoughts. Question number 3. Hey, Katie, I will be doing really well, and then for no reason, I'll just stop caring about my recovery, my goals, and myself. Nothing that used to drive me before matters. How can I fight through this apathy? Thanks. I thought this was a good question because a lot of us have this, right? Like, we'll be really motivated and we'll want to fight and we're like, yeah, I can do this. And it comes and goes, right? It always does. That's life. That's like anytime we're trying to make a life change. Like, I've been trying to get up earlier so I can get more done. And it's really, really freaking hard because I'm not a morning person. Every time an alarm goes off, I'm like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. But do it sometimes. And I'm getting better. So my encouragement for something like this, because it's going to be different from person to person, but I would encourage you to allow yourself to ride the wave. It's okay to feel apathetic every once in a while. If we don't care for just a minute, we can't care and be motivated and driven 100% of the time. Like, that's not something that I actually would even ask my clients to do. You know how I always say it's a process, it's not perfection? When you find yourself being apathetic, I would maybe spend more time taking care of yourself. Is it that you need to journal it out? You need to vent? Should you call your therapist maybe and have an extra session? Do you think you're more depressed and your depression is getting worse? That's something you should bring up with your psychiatrist and your therapist. Are there ways you can get out of the house just to shake it up? Can we do like opposite action where we think one thing and we do another? Can we do that? There are a lot of things we can do, but the most important, I think, is recognizing that that's a human condition. That is completely normal. We all go through these bouts of being like, I can do it, I'm doing it so well. Oh, I just get so tired, and we ramp back up. So during that, allow yourself to be like, I'm human. It's not the end. It doesn't mean that I'm set back to the beginning of when I first started recovery. I'm going to pick myself back up and I'm going to fight again. And just reminding yourself of that during those times of apathy can be really powerful. Okay? Hang in there. It will get better, and you are stronger than you know, and you're worth the fight. So keep fighting. Okay? Journal topic, thanks Millie, says, we cannot judge a song by its duration, nor the number of notes. We must judge it by the way it touches and lifts our soul. And she says, this quote always helps me to focus on the things that really matter in life. Your appearance and all those little things you think you need to be perfect don't matter. It's true. They don't matter at all. What really matters is the way you lift other people and the ways that you can bring happiness into the world. So rewind that, listen to it again, and tell me what you think. What lifts, or what is it that you do to lift other people? And what are the happy things in your world right now? Let me know, okay? Tomorrow is finally Friday, so I'll be on Facebook, so ask your questions there using the hashtag KatieFAQ, and I'll see you then. Bye!